Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nina Silic, nutrition and lifestyle coach, and today we're going to talk about when to end a reverse diet. I feel like this is such an important topic to cover because so many of you who go through a reverse dieting phase, especially the clients I worked with, even with myself, everyone wants to end a reverse diet way too soon and well before they should be ending it, right? And if you guys don't know what a reverse diet is, make sure you click on the video. I'm gonna, put it above there for you so you understand what reverse dieting is. But for those of you who know, we can't end the reverse diet too early. Everyone wants to end it when they start getting a little bit uncomfortable, right? So you get to a point where your calories are increasing, maybe your body fat's increasing a little bit, or you see the number on the scale increasing a little bit, and you're like, oh my gosh, freaking out. I gained 2 pounds. I can't do this anymore. It's time to diet. No. That's like the worst thing to do. If you start a reverse dieting phase, you need to commit to that reverse dieting phase. Understand it's only temporary and it's going to have a much higher benefit in the long term if you commit to it, because you're setting yourself up for a much better diet and more success in the next dieting phase that you have. So the first indicator you can look at is, where is your predicted maintenance calories? So the calories you're consuming that you should be maintaining weight on, right? You have a predicted maintenance. There's a whole range of equations out there, such as the Mueller equation or Harrison-Benedict, for example. There's quite a few out there you can use to work out this calculation and predict where your maintenance calories should be. Then you need to look at, where are my maintenance calories right now? Am I currently maintaining my weight where my predicted maintenance calories are? Or is it much lower? So for example, let's say you've been reverse dieting for, 10 weeks or whatever the case may be, and you started at 1,300 calories and now you may be at 1,600 calories. But you're not yet at your predicted maintenance if your maintenance should be 2,000 calories, for example, right? So you know that even if at 1,600 calories a day, you are feeling uncomfortable, you're not quite feeling great, but you shouldn't end there and start dieting, because you're just going to get stuck in that vicious cycle again of restriction, weight gain, restriction, weight gain. You haven't really healed your metabolism to where it needs to be. So keep pushing through with that reverse diet until you are at least at your predicted maintenance calories, until you're at least your predicted maintenance calories. And that's all really going to be based on what's your age, your height, your weight, your activity level. There's quite a few factors there, obviously your gender as well. So make sure you at least aim for your predicted maintenance. The next indicator is a little bit trickier. I like to use this one as a second form of indication. I like the predicted maintenance as a minimum, but some of us need to go beyond that, right? Because especially if you've been yo-yo dieting for a long time and restricting for a long time, your predicted maintenance calories might be much lower, and we need to kind of push further past that to force your metabolic rate up. So that's why I like to look at how many calories you are consuming based on what your lean body mass is. So your lean body mass is any mass that is not body fat. And you guys can work that out. Again, there's calculators out there for that. I'm not going to explain that for you right now. But there's a calorie intake range I like to look at. I like to see, hey, before you start a diet again or before you end the reverse, are you consuming a minimum of 35 calories per kilo of lean body mass? Anywhere up to 45 calories per kilo of lean body mass, okay? I personally don't like to end the reverse unless somebody is at a minimum of 42 calories per kilo of lean body mass. I just think that's a really good place. It's usually slightly above the predicted maintenance or around there, or I like to push it higher. But I also like to make sure that, hey, depends on your history, right? We need to look at everything. We need to look at context of the person. So somebody who doesn't have a yo-yo restriction history and has spent time dieting, reverse dieting, and their metabolism's in a pretty good place, well, maybe we just have to go to the predicted maintenance or on the lower end of calories per kilo of lean body mass, and they'll be fine and their body will respond still really well to the next dieting phase. or they'll just be in a really good place to maintain their current body composition on high calories. But if you are somebody with that yo-yo restriction and your metabolism needs a lot of work to get you into a much better place, I personally don't like to end the reverse diet until we just push as high as we can. So sometimes you have to understand that in a reverse diet, you are going to gain some weight. You might gain some weight over a few weeks as well near the end there, but you can't just stop once you see the scale start going up, right? You have to stick with it because then your body will adapt. Sometimes you have to push higher with those calories to force your body to adapt to those calories. So sometimes that weight gain is necessary. It doesn't mean you should end the reverse diet just because you see the scale going up. You need to give your body time to adapt. It might mean that, let's say you're at 1800 calories, you're kind of gaining a little bit. You might need to sit there for 3-4 weeks at a time sometimes to let your body adapt before weight starts coming down again, or it just starts being really stable, and then you can continue pushing those calories up. So don't get fixated on what the scale is doing in terms of weight increase. Yes, we want to mitigate weight gain, but if it's increasing, it's not a cause to end your reverse diet. Make sure you're aiming for at least your predicted maintenance or the higher end of calories per kilo of lean body mass. Another indication I like to look at is, what are your energy levels? So let's say your calories are much higher, or they're at maybe your predicted maintenance, but your energy still sucks, or you still have a high focus with food or a negative relationship with food. Maybe you're still having binge eating cycles or overeating cycles, and you just feel like crap. Well, that's not really a good indication to still stop, right? You want to be feeling good. You want those extra calories to be coming from predominantly nutrient-dense foods, and you want to get to a point where your body has recovered, particularly if you have that restriction history. So make sure your energy levels are good, libido, and you have a great relationship with food, and then you can think about maybe ending the reverse diet too once all the other factors are met. So to know when to end the reverse diet too, we need to know how long we need to do it for. So someone who's maybe hasn't been restricting for too long, you might want to reverse for as long as the dieting period was, or at least half, right? So that's not going to be too long. Sometimes maybe 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 16 weeks, it really depends. But for somebody who has a really long history of restriction, your metabolism is not in a good place, typically I would allow anywhere from 6 to 9 months of reversing and maintaining to make sure your body has adequate time to recover and adapt to those calories. Just remember, there's always going to be a reason to diet. There's always going to be an event, a friend's birthday, a wedding to go to, your birthday, whatever the case may be. It's going to be summertime, bikini season. There's so many reasons to constantly be dieting, but you have to remind yourself to stick to it for the long-term goal, right? Reverse diets are necessary. So if you are in a reverse dieting phase, commit, commit, commit. Don't be tempted to stop early, because I've seen clients stop early and then they try to diet and then they don't get the result they want. Their body hasn't had the time. It hasn't adapted up, right? And they don't see really good results. They might see a small amount of body fat drop. And then they get disappointed because they're like, I spent all this time reverse dieting and then I've messed it up by dieting too soon. You can do that, and then you have to go through that whole process again. So just stick to it. What's an extra couple of months in the whole grand scheme of things? It's really not much. So stick it out. So there you have it, guys. I hope that really helps you get an understanding of when to end a reverse diet. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, because it really helps me out, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss a video. I'll catch you next time.